So after 2.5 years of taking trades and damn near losing almost every dollar I put into the market, I finally am positive in both my cash and my margin account, and I finally surpassed $10,000. What's going on, guys? And today I'm going to be going over some of the things that I've done differently, now versus in the past when I was losing, so much, losing consistently, versus now to where I'm getting a little bit more consistent. I'm starting to win a little bit more, and I just wanted to kind of break down, the differences between now and then. So let's hop right into it. So as you guys can see here, I'll reveal it on the screen for this much, but this is how much I currently trade with right now, about almost $11,000, and this is my all-time profits in my cash account, and these are my all-time profits in my margin account. So overall, it's not $5,000. It's not the greatest amount of money, but it's something, right? And after being down for so long and losing for so long, it feels good to finally be up a good amount, right? And we're not going to do anything but attempt to get better from here, and we're going to keep rolling. And if we lose it all, then go back to the drawing board, and we're going to start right back over. But let's get right back. Let's get into it. So, one of the biggest things that I've been doing now versus before is I started taking the small wins. What do I mean by this? Before, in the past, when I traded, I would be up about $60 to $70, and I would attempt to, make the most out of every trade that I took. So I would have, held that $60 and in hopes of making $100 or $200. And more oftentimes than not, I ended up losing, and I lost the $70 that I had, and I ended up going in the red, and it was just a terrible feeling because I could have been up $70, but I decided to be greedy, and now I'm not. So greed will kill you in this market. Take the small wins. The small wins add up, and when you're first starting out, remember that you're not trading for the money. You're trading for to get better. You're brushing up your skills, you're building healthy habits, and you're doing this to get better. And I kept losing sight of that because I was so focused on finally becoming, positive in both of my trading accounts, because I was down so much. At one point, I was down like $3,500 in my cash account and probably like 400 or 500 in my margin account. So we came a long way. We're finally positive. I can finally call myself a profitable trader now. Even though it's not much that I'm up, it feels good to be up, and we're not going to do nothing but keep getting better going forward. Another thing that I've done, and I'll show you guys on the screen here. Another thing that I did was I started paying more attention to price action. What do I mean by that? Price action is this number right here. This is how much the stock is trading at. I started paying more attention to like where it tends to consolidate at, or what price was the support level, what price was the resistance level. And by doing that, the trades just started to go a little smoother for me, because before, what I used to focus on was just the charts, right? What are the charts telling me? That's all I used to focus on. I didn't even know what price action was until somebody brought it up in the group chat that I'm in, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start giving this a try. And now price action is the main thing that I pay attention to. And I think overall the indicators, price action is not an indicator, but I think over everything on the screen, price action is the most important one. So taking the small wins and paying attention to price action. The third thing, and I think this one is really important, is trade with what you're good at, right? You don't have to trade every single stock you see over here on the watch list, right? You got to find your niche, focus on what you're good at, and trade that. I'm going to show you guys, how I made majority of my money, what I've been trading the most. And what I've been trading the most is I've been shorting this company right here, MSTR. And if you guys don't know, then shorting is making money as this thing sells off. So as this thing sold off, I would short it, right? And for those of you that are not able to short, right? Let's say you have a cash account, you can't short in your cash account. There's these things called inverse ETFs, and inverse ETFs are, some of them, they're like mirrors of a stock. One goes up when the stock goes up, and the other one goes down when the stock goes down. So the inverse ETFs of MSTR, if you guys are interested, is MSTX. That's the bull ETF, meaning when MSTR goes up, this one goes up. And the bear ETF, meaning when MSTR goes down, this one goes up. And this is what I trade a lot, is MSTZ. Now the benefit and downside to these is that they're double leveraged. So you can lose double what you would have lost, if you bought into this instead of shorting, MSTR. But we'll get into that another video. But yeah, that's how I made, most of my money. And number four, I think is super important. I developed a level of patience, and I can't explain it, right? I just started to be a little bit more patient. Before, in the past, I would be in a rush to take a trade, right? As soon as the market opened, I would be looking for things, and I would get FOMO on the stocks that I didn't trade. So I'd be like, damn, I missed it. I could have made this. I could have made that. And I would be beating myself up. And then I would end up forcing a trade, and it just didn't go according to plan. So develop a level of patience, kind of, wait it out, kind of see what the market is going to do, and, you'll make money. Another thing, and we'll probably keep this one the last one, so I keep this video nice and short. Another thing is kind of going with the flow of the market. Markets right now are super irrational. We've been pushing up to crazy highs for no reason, with all this stuff going on in the world, and markets just keep pushing up. It's like they ignore all the bad news and they take in all the good news. But that's okay, right? Because we have no control over what the market does. Absolutely none. And you gotta just respect it, right? The market's gonna do what the market's gonna do. Our job as traders is to take advantage of opportunities and not complain, saying, "Oh, the market's against me. Nothing's going according to plan." The market doesn't really care about me or you. We're just small droplets of water in a big giant ocean, right? So going with the market sentiment. If the market's bearish, then you go short. If the market's bullish, then you go long, right? And just keeping it simple. So those are some of the things that I've done better now than I was doing before. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to drop a comment, like, subscribe, and I want to hear your stories, right? How long have you been trading? How much have you been losing? How much have you been winning? I'm interested in hearing those things. So just go ahead and comment below, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and peace out.